Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. I have one eye on and one eye not. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you've joined me. I'm going to go over warm fall fun colors today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sonya Frame and I'm an independent artist for Seint Makeup. Hey, here we go. I'm doing warm colors today. Warm colors are my very favorite. I'm going to do some of our eyeshadows that have been out for a long time, and I'm going to do some of our brand new releases that came out September 29th. So they're like brand new, super, super pretty. I love them all, but I just picked a few out that really are my personal favorites, and they're just they're fun color all the time. I wear these colors all the time, but with fall coming, I just feel like, we all love that fall hot chocolate pumpkin thing. So anyway, okay. So I have this eye done, and if you notice my eyelid's lighter, I have my eye primer on. Always use eye primer. This is Nyx Eye Primer. It's white. I have others that I use. This is this one, and another one, I don't have it right here, is my favorite. I like that it has a little bit of color to it, but I just love that it helps my eyeshadow from creasing. I have oily eyelids, helps them from creasing, and it helps the eyeshadow, gives them something to stick to, and it helps them to pop. I mean, if we're gonna wear it, we want it to pop, right? All right, so on this eye, I'm gonna show you the colors that I have on. So if you don't know about our makeup is, if you don't know about our makeup is a cream-based makeup, what we use on the face. We have eyeshadows that are powder. We do have some that are creams. I use only the powder ones, but I am going to start playing with the creams too. But our makeup is a cream-based makeup. It is amazing. It is amazing for any skin, young skin, more mature skin. And what is even better about it is you don't have to pick out your colors. I'm an artist. I get to color match you. I have spent hours and hours and hours studying under the best of the best to get my color matching skills down. So what I mean by that is you send me a non-makeup selfie facing a window like I'm facing right now. You can have your eyes on. Don't worry about what you look like at all. I need to see your neck and your face, and you send it to me. I'll put the link down in the description or box, whatever that's down here, and you can click on it. You can go in there and send it to me. If I don't answer you, please contact me. I've had some issues a few times with it. So okay, so we're gonna go over the colors that I used on my eye. Like I said, these are some of the new releases that just came out, but I'm gonna use these colors. This one's almost gone. Bonus. That's what I love about this makeup. Look, oh, sorry, see my mirror. Look what I can do. When I run out of this, which is what I always ran out with before this makeup, I can just pop it out and pop it in. These compacts then are customizable to you. You buy what you want in the size of compact that you want, and that's it. So that's why I found this makeup. Anyway, okay, so I use this. This is Cupcake. I used it all over my lid. Then I went in with, this is the new release. This is called Butterscotch, and it just looks like butterscotch, and it's so pretty, so pretty. Then for depth, I used Philly. Is this Philly? Let me double, yep, it's Philly. I'm like, oh, I didn't grab cocoa, did I? This is Philly. It's a very deep, it's not ashy. It has a little tiny bit of warmth to it. Then I did Tangerine for some extra fun. And then I did another new release. These are the new releases, Drift. And Drift. I'll tell you where I put them. All right, so I'm gonna do them with you, and then I'm gonna do my face too. So if you are new to this makeup and you're like, I don't know, I have any idea what this stuff's all about, I'm gonna show you right now what they're all about. Here is the creams. They're so stinking pretty. I love them. They give you a second skin look. They don't look like they're sitting on your skin. And by getting your right colors, if you have any texture issues, your color may be too light, I'm here for you. That's what I do. I'm here to help you. and I love helping. Enneagram 2. Okay, so this is an eyeshadow brush. This is the older style. They have a new style that's white and it has a rose gold, but this is the older style. So I'm gonna take this eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna actually take the small end. I just have less fallout. I have Lashify lashes on, so I have less fallout if I use the small end. So I'm gonna go into Cupcake here and I'm just gonna put it all over my lid. Just for a base, I like to use just a real light color, not real light. I like to use a light to mid-tone generally on my eyes, just for a nice base. And I'm gonna do this first. Sometimes I go in with my darkest color and I build from there, but today this is what I'm doing. So, all right, I think I got her all covered. And then I'm gonna come in with that Butterscotch color right here. So pretty, so pretty. I have my arms all swatched up, but I'll wipe all that off and I'll swatch this Butterscotch color for you. That is not a swatch, that is a burn. Ugh, I burn myself all the time. Okay, so see that Butterscotch color? Isn't it pretty? On my arm, kind of tan, but yeah, it's so pretty. And then here's Tangerine next to it. These are the new releases. So Tangerine is really that pop of more bold. I mean, it's Tangerine. It is super gorgeous. And then here is that Philly, which is going to be my dark, dramatic color. And then that Drift, I'm going to use in the middle of my eye to just get that popping underneath my brow. So aren't those beautiful? They're just fall. They're fall fun. That's what I'm going to title this, fall fun. All right, so I'm still going to go in with my smaller end of my brush, and I'm going to come in to this Butterscotch color. I'm going to actually do it on the end of like coming straight in. And the reason that I'm going to do that is because I have hooded eyes, and by hooded eyes, I mean that you don't really have a crease. It hangs over my eyelid. So I need to actually make a crease. And by doing that, how I do that is I look in my mirror, I'll keep it out of the way here, and see where my natural crease is, see where that line is. I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna build a little color on the outside, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna sweep it over and I'm gonna go and create a crease. So I would use any mid-tone color here. This could be like your 2 eyeshadow look. Take any mid-tone, brown or pink or, whatever color that you like. So use any mid-tone color in there. So see how like when you look at my eye now, I have just a little bit of depth. Like you can't quite see the color, but you can almost see the color. So I have it in the crease and just a tiny, tiny bit above. Now my eyes no longer look so flat without dimension. So now I'm gonna come in with that Philly color. Philly's that deep color. This is that color that's gonna maybe give you your day look. Like this could be my day look. And now I'm gonna go to my night look, or I feel like I wear the night look all the time. So again, I'm gonna come in here and I'm just gonna these are very pigmented. This is the first Philly I have ever had. I've never replaced this and I use it quite a bit. So now I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna actually, it's like you're contouring your eyeball. I don't even know how to say it. It's like you're contouring your eyeball. So I'm gonna come out here. Again, I'm gonna use my mirror. Come out here and then I'm gonna go up. And going up, I'm gonna sit back. Going up into and above my crease. If I only go in my crease, like right here, you're not gonna see it. I'm gonna open my eye and it's gonna be gone. So that dimension on the outside, then I'm just flipped my brush around, whoop, I'm getting pretty fast at that. And I'm gonna sweep just a tiny bit over. Okay, so we're just blending. Okay, and I am gonna bring a little bit more right there. There's not much on my brush. Now I am barely tapping into my eyeshadow. That's what I love too about this eyeshadow. I had gotten to the point where I was trying everything. And you would buy these bold colors and you'd put them on and there would be no color to them. Like, oh, it makes you so mad. Okay, so we have a color changing tile. I call the color changing tile. I don't know if that's what it is, but it's this right here. And I like to sweep it off because I used a really dark color and now I want to go back into that because I forgot to put it on. I'm going to go back into that mid-tone color, which is Butterscotch. Again, I'm going to put it on my end and I'm going to just do a halo underneath my eyelid. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you have creasing, you get creasing in any lines. I sometimes can get that. This may be a step that you want to skip, but if not, put a little bit of a halo. My eyelids are red and I like to cover them. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to take that Philly again and I'm going to put it just in the outer corner. Just in the outer corner. That's just for more depth. Okay. All right. So I'm going to clean that off again. This is so amazing. Now to clean my brushes, I use our brush cleaner. It is absolutely amazing. If you follow me on Instagram, go in there. I have a highlight bubble about cleaning. This is like, it's a spray. You spray it on your towel, you clean your brush, and then your brush is dry. You can use it right away. So you can use Dawn dish soap or whatever if you want to clean your brushes, but I love that cleaner for that reason, that I can go from person to person. So like when I was doing people's makeup, I can go from person to person, but plus I can clean them and then I can just go use them. So I love that. Okay, next I'm gonna come in with Drift. This is a shimmer. That's that last one here closest to my watch. It's a shimmer. I'm gonna go under my brow. I haven't done my brow yet, so I'm gonna do that yet too. I'm gonna go under my brow. I'm gonna go a little bit on the tear duct. I don't always do the tear duct, and I'll tell you why. I have super sensitive eyes, and sometimes when I put it on there, I get itchy. Weird, I know. But anyway, put a little bit of that on the tear duct. It's just that added little pretty thing that you can do. Next, I'm going to take my finger. You have a little bit on there. I'm going to put just a little bit of that Drift, and I'm going to put it right here in the middle of my eye. With hooded eyes, we need all the blasted help that we can get to open them up, and I feel like that just opens them up. Now, make sure it blends. You know, you don't just want to stripe. You can always take the brush. You could soften it up if you need, but look at that. See how that just opens that eye right back up? Okay. And if you feel at any point that, I forgot Tangerine. If you feel at any point that you're like, I need to adjust, just adjust as you're going. Here's the Tangerine, which this was where I was going to put it on anyway, was after I did the dark. Okay. So Tangerine, if you see, I have that Butterscotch in the crease. The Tangerine, I just like sticking a little bit right above there. So it's literally above. It's above over here too, above the Butterscotch. You can, you know, go like this. You can blend it in a little bit. You can leave it depending on how bold you want it to be. But I love it. See how that just gave it that little pop, a little pop. We have other colors that give you a pop too. I even mix pinks and oranges and so much fun. Okay, if you're going to check out right now, if you just did your eyes with me, don't check out yet. We need to clean this up, and I do that with my makeup. So hang with me here just a little bit. I'm going to put on my eyebrow. I've been using Philly for my eyebrows. I use Trust sometimes. I'm trying to get them a little bit lighter. I've been tending to get them a little bit dark. I use my line brush. I like the warmth that Philly gives me. Trust is just a kind of just a, Trust is just kind of a ashier brown. I use eyeshadow. My eyebrows are actually microbladed. So I have some, but I'm going to be honest with you. I need a touch up. They're getting sparse and they're getting thin. And I like it when all I have to do is just fill them in a little bit. So I like them a little bit lighter here, so they're a little bit ombre. So I do take the spoolie and go through. Okay, so I can't really do like that wax and all that stuff because I don't have a lot of hairs. it just is what it is. My hair is thin, all the things. Do my face. Okay, so I am switching back and forth to compacts, but generally, only because of the new releases, I wanted them separate so I could bring them out for you. But generally, don't look at my dirty mirror. Generally, I work everything out of this compact. You wouldn't need a compact this big. They have smaller ones. This is one of the older styles. This is where I keep all my lip that I would travel with. But you can work out of one compact. It's so easy, and I truly do love it. I became an artist because I wanted people to know, and I promise, I pinky swear. I pinky swear that's why I became an artist. I didn't have to work. I didn't necessarily want to work. I've been staying home since my 13-year-old was born 13 years ago, going to be 14 years ago. And I decided I wanted everybody to know about this. And then as I got going doing this, it's like, you know what? I like this. I have something for me. My kids are getting older, 2 are out of the house, and yeah, I'm loving it. Loving it. And I love the makeup. I just really do. I wouldn't come on here. I'm totally honest with you. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. So, all right. So most faces need color correcting. What I mean by that is if you have redness, darkness, dark under eyes, melasma, all those things that you're, depending on your level of coverage of what you want, we color correct it. And the reason we do that is if we stick all one color over this face, like my face right now, I'm going to look textured on my darker areas. So what we do is go in and correct those areas with the depth of the color that you need. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to go in. This is my color corrector. This is my main, and this is my brightener. And I'm not sure which lip and cheek I'm going to use. We actually have a new bronzer. I might use that, which is what I have on my lips, or I might use our old bronzer. I don't know. I truly love Bella. I feel like I'm cheating on her by not using her. All right, this is a buff brush. This is a very dense brush, not a brush that I would recommend to anybody use on their face for their main highlight, but I love it for color correcting. So you can see I have like a glasses mark right there. I like to take my finger and tap it on color corrector. I like to take my finger and do my eyes. I have a lot of blue right there. I might have to go in and put more of that eyeshadow on my tear duct right there. So I do all my color correcting, and I can do my makeup, contour, bronzer, everything. I timed myself 3 minutes, and I think it was 15 seconds. So don't think that doing these steps take that much longer, because I promise you, they don't. They really, really don't. Where did I put my mirror? Okay. Okay, so I got that color corrected. The thing that's really good about this stuff too, I always like to do one side of my face and not the other so you can see the difference. I feel like I might be a little bit shadowed. Okay, so see how that just smoothed it out? I don't have any makeup here. I don't have any makeup up here. I still can see that a little bit. I've been wearing my glasses sometimes at night, so it makes that mark. Okay, so you can see the redness here, and then it's gone. But yet I still look sheer. I don't have any funky colors going on, but it took that away. And then I put my main color just real lightly over my color corrector. I can sometimes use this brush. I just can't get it real close to my lash line. Okay, so color corrected here. All right. If you have an individual zit, which I did have, but it's kind of dried up, I like to show people how to do it. Well, I have red there, but it might have some dry skin. It's not good to do on dry skin. You know how the makeup sticks in your dry skin. But you can take a brush like our multitasker brush right here, and make sure I don't have anything on this. You can take color corrector depending how red it is, and tap it on and just keep it right in that redness. So if you have deep, deep, hot red and you're fair everywhere else, when you color correct, make sure you're staying in those hot areas, because if you get your color corrector outside of it, it might make, well, it's gonna make your other color not look right. Okay, so there. Tapped it on. You can even set it with a little bit of powder and then go over it with your main color. You just don't want to sweep and sweep it off. Okay, so now I'm going to I'm just using all my brushes. These are my brushes that I use on the daily. So for you, I'm just showing you everything. So this is the blush bronzer brush. This is dense. See how it's a little bit more dense, and this one is fluffier. Okay, so I use this to put on my main. We have other brushes that you can use. Usually if I color match someone, I recommend this one. And the reason is you can contour, brighten, color correct with this, and then you can put your main, your blush, your bronzer, everything on with that. So if you're like, I only want to do one brush, then that's typically the one that I will recommend. But it only gives you like a medium coverage, which is fine. All right, so our color, I'm going to come in here, and now I'm going to put a little bit here because I didn't have any there. And I am like, look, that's all. That's all I'm doing. One dab. I'm a tapper. I like to tap and press my makeup in, especially when I go over my color corrector. I like to tap it in. Okay. It's just, if you sweep over your color corrector, you're going to take it off. And then you're going to be frustrated because your red's going to peek through or whatever you're trying to hide. So it's better to just tap it on. So I like to make sure that I got it on really good. I like that. Second day hair, people. It just can't be perfect all the time, right? Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to bronze next. Bronzer. Yeah, no, Bella. This is Bella. This is the bronzer that we've had for a long time. So pretty. My favorite. This is Palm. This is new, and it is for more of your fair skinned. It's pretty yellow. This is Tan Lines. This for me, I'm going to consider I'm even in the winter, I'm fair to medium. I'm going to use probably Tan Lines, but I can still get away with Bella because even though it looks really pigmented, they're more sheer than our highlights. Our highlights are definitely more pigmented than our bronzers. This is Tan Lines. This is for darker skin. I could probably sneaky and get away with putting it on real lightly, but it has a lot more red than this, which this is definitely that more orangey, tan looking than these. These are just different colors, different pigments for different skin. So if you ever have used Bella and you're like, but I love Bella, or you've used Bella and you're like, I do feel like sometimes it makes me look maybe a little dirty, and you're not 100% sold on it, Tan Line's going to be for you. Tan Lines will probably be my winter bronzer. So, but for today, I'm going to use good old faithful Bella. So I'm going to use my 3D brush. I just like, this is a little bit more dense. You can also use this for your main, but it is dense. More dense, not as dense as the buff brush. And a lot of people do use this. It's just a preference thing. So bronzer is not contour. If you are new to all this and you're like, I don't know where to put the bronzer, I don't know where to put the contour. So bronzer goes where the sun hits you. So I like to do bronzer here, up here, kind of high, get this all colored. You can even put it on your nose, on your chin. You can also use it to, if your neck and chest are darker than your face, this is a great thing to warm up your face. Or if you have white, you know, I get a white patch here, I put bronzer here. So this is actually the blush bronzer brush and works really, really well for it too. It's just a preference thing. I like using this one. So Bella, I've had it for a while. It's a little bit harder, but when you first get your bronzers, they're soft. So be aware, don't go in there and really whack it hard, but you can put a lot on and it does have a more sheer look. So I'm gonna put a little bit here. And I'm gonna come down and put a little bit here. So see how that's just warming up my face? And it's not, it is by no means, is it too dark. You can tap. I'm not as picky when I do contour and blush. I stop at about the corner of my eye with bronzer. I'm a little bit, you know, hey, the sun's hitting me. It doesn't stop at the corner of my eye. And I'm gonna make sure that my neck, I always get the whoa when I'm going over my neck here. I'm gonna make sure my neck, my neck matches. So no matter what, when you get done with your makeup, always make sure you're flowing. We really want to flow, and that's what helps getting color match too, because you get that help from me. They'll be like, hey, when you do this, you want to make sure this, soften up your jawline, all the things. Okay. I still do my forehead even though I have bangs, because I do think I can still see it. All right. So I do come here on my cheek. I'm still tapping. I don't want to take off any of my color corrector or my makeup. Now, you may be looking at me, you're like, you literally just put on 3 layers of makeup. I put on so little. This takes so little. I never feel cakey. I never, if you see the makeup, like you look in the mirror and you're like, what is going on? You have too much on. So these are very, very simple layers. There's another technique that I'm going to do later where you can do just where you need it, but this is my preferred way to do my makeup. All right, I'm going to come and contour. I like to use the detail brush, is my favorite for contouring, and the reason is it's flat, and I like dipping it in the contour here. Our contour is hard. Our highlights are pretty soft. Our bronzers, I feel, as they sit in your compact, are even soft. Well, no. When you get them are softer, but they're still a little bit softer than the highlight, I feel like. But then our contours are harder. So when you go in, you kind of have to pounce a little bit harder. When you first get it, you might even have when it's cured, it may get like a little bit of a layer on the top, and just wipe it off real gently. So you can see on the brush that I have on here, and I'm gonna go underneath my cheekbone. So you can feel, sometimes you can even take your finger because you can feel the cheekbone and you can tap it on. But I like taking this and pushing. I like contour. So I probably like a little bit more of a contoured line than some. But then you need to take it and think up, up, up on your cheeks. Everything we want to lift, right? Everything that we, it's a push-up bra for your face. That's what I've heard. Again, if you don't know, you're new to contouring, you could even take a pencil or a makeup brush and go down towards your mouth, starting at the top of your ear and going down to your mouth. I've always talked about this in my videos, and I hope you don't get tired of it, but I feel like this is one of those things that we're all the most leery of. So I'm pushing up, and I'm pushing it up, pushing it up. So I'm making sure I get underneath my cheekbone. Now, let's say that I did this and I got too low. Like I got sloppy and I got too low. The beauty of the creams is I take this, I don't even have to put anything on it. I sweep it and it's cleaned up. Or you can take a little bit of your main color and do that, and it's cleaned up. It's so movable, so movable. All right, I am gonna do my forehead. I don't always do my forehead because of my bangs, but I'm gonna go in and do it for y'all. Okay, there's that. My forehead is short. It's short here. So if you have a longer forehead and it comes back like this, you can bring that line down further. And then I just sweep into my hairline. So when you're all done, really what you're doing is a 3. Okay. Then I take a little tiny bit, little bit, and I start going under here, and make sure you're under your jaw. You're not up here. you're under your jaw, and make sure you sweep that down. Now I have sagging right here a little bit. So I take my brush and I'll create a little bit of shadow a little bit higher to help create, see how I have that line? So then, or that shadow. By doing that, I've created a little bit more of a shadow, but make sure you sweep it down then. You don't want a brown line. If you have one, just get in the car and you're driving somewhere, just, it's okay. Nose, I don't always do my nose, but I get it just on the edge again. And so what you're trying to do here is these two bones right there, you are putting, oops, you're putting darkness there, and then I'll brighten right in the middle. Just make sure again that you're doing all your things. I'm gonna do Heat Wave. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna do Heat Wave for blush. Why not? I could do Sandstone. Sandstone would be pretty too. There's another one. But I'm gonna do Heat Wave. I feel like Heat Wave goes with my shirt. So I'm gonna tap just a tiny bit on here. And I'm gonna tap it on. Think high. I don't come, if you noticed, I didn't come in any further than that corner of my eye for my contour or my blush slash bronzer. Okay. All right, see the glow? Like, just see how it glows. That's one of the things that I just love about this makeup. It just glows because it's a cream. Okay, make sure that contour line, you get that blended in. Okay, now I'm gonna come and what is amazing is taking a damp perfector sponge. This is a perfector sponge. You take it, run it under water, and I squeeze, 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 squeeze. I wrap it in a towel, and then I let it set here while I'm doing my makeup. But if I would happen to get too much on, take this perfector sponge and keep turning it and getting some of that off. Okay, so I'm gonna come in. This is our new highlight color. This is Versaille. I feel like it's a really pretty brightener. And I'm gonna use it today for you. So here is again, the detail brush. I flip it over and I use this, and it's a little bit more rounded. Like I showed you the blend brush. So if you see the ends, this one has a little bit more of a point to it, and I feel like I can get it a little finer because I can't put brightener here, here, and then all the way underneath my eye because I have mature skin. If I would put brightener there, then it would reflect more wrinkles. It's just going to draw attention to the wrinkles, which is what we're trying to not have happen, right? So I'll put here and go down. So I can do here. It's on the edge of my nose. And then I like to take here and clean up. That's what I was talking about earlier. Don't check out yet. I like to clean up my eyeshadow right there. And then I kind of disconnect them. Not disconnect, connect. I kind of just connect them, but I stay underneath that bag. I'm sorry, I just have a bag underneath my eye. I can't just pretend that I don't. So I'll show you again. I'm gonna take the brightener here and I'm gonna take it down along my nose. I'm going to clean up my eyeshadow. So what I do is I go from the corner of my eye up to just about my eyebrow. Then I just connect them. I may not even dip. And when I'm dipping, I'm going like, that's all I'm doing. Very, very little. And then I'm coming over here because sometimes I get my blush a little high and I just use this opportunity with the brightener to clean it up a little bit. You can go down the center of your nose. You want brightened there, above the brows. Again, any fine lines, avoid them. Sometimes I avoid this area because I have more wrinkles in the middle. above the lip. If you have a lot of wrinkles there, don't do it. Or texture. Like I have acne texture on my chin. So I have to be really careful on my chin not to get too light. Sometimes I'll do these darker indents right there. And if you really want to go and do, let me make sure this brush is clean. If you really want to do something, I am so sorry. That is clashing with my orange. All right, if you really want to try to conceal the bags under your eyes, you can take your brightener, very little. Sometimes I get too much on here. I'm gonna tap it on. Right in that line to deflect out. So where I have a shadow and I want the shadow to go away, I'm gonna put a lighter color in there. Ooh, do that again. Can you see that better? Try to put a little bit more so you can see it. And then I like to tap it with my finger and make sure that I don't have a white line, you know. See, that just is another way to take away from the bag. Again, don't get too much, because if you get too much, you're going to start, it'll start setting in your lines. Okay. Again, this is when you can take that perfector sponge and make sure you don't have too much makeup on. I do like to go around and press. Any areas that you're like, oh, sometimes I just get too much makeup around. I sometimes get too much makeup right here. So I like to press, but other than that, it just gives you a flawless finish. Isn't that gorgeous? And if you're wondering what I have on my lips, I had someone ask me, and I'm like, oh, I never put that in my comments. I put heat waves on my lip. I didn't line them. I didn't do anything. I put heat waves. I put Sadie over top for a little bit of gloss because the heat wave doesn't have really any gloss to it. And then I took one of our cream illuminators and I tapped it on. Honey or Pearl are really pretty. I love our illuminators. I don't always put illuminator on, but I love our creams. They're cream. I don't use the powders very often because they're really shimmery, but you can use them as an eyeshadow too. They're not to say that they're not pretty. I just don't use them as much. These are actually perfumes with, I think they have rose gold in them. Is the name of the actual, it's not rose gold, I can't remember what it is, but it is, I like to put right at the top, right, almost like right on my blush. And then I like to put a little right here on my Cupid's bow, but this is perfume. So it's not really a perfume. It's like, you're going to smell it, but I can smell it and I will smell it all day long. 2 and number 4 are my faves. I would say if you made me pick 1, 2 is my favorite, but 4 is very fragrant and very good. And I think I bought it because I think it had coffee in the description. So, okay, there we are. We're ready for fall and all this stuff. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, of course, just let me know. All right, see you guys.